Hey, I'm Rob for JTRPodcast.com, and at Essen Spiel 2018 I played Just One. And this is a party game where one player has a word and they don't know what that word is, and everybody's going to try and give them clues so they can guess that word. And everyone has one of these plastic stands. You can see we've all got one in front of us there. They have a multiple purpose. If you're the person trying to guess the word, you're going to have your card on it, and everybody else is going to be able to use it to write on. It's with a dry white marker so that you can wipe it off ready for the next round. So what you have is a deck of 13 cards. They look like this. They all have random words on them, numbered 1 to 5. What will happen is one person will be the main player, and they will take one of those cards without looking at it, put it in their stand facing away from them, and name a number. So say number 3. So now everybody around the table will know that the word is bracelet, except the person who's picked the card. And then everyone's going to write a clue on their easel in order to help the person who's drawn the card guess what the word is. And there's going to be a few rules that you can abide by when you're putting that word down. So you can't have misspellings, for example. You can't use foreign languages and stuff like that. Just don't be an idiot. It's basically the rule for when selecting a word. And then what will happen is the card drawer will close their eyes, and everyone's going to show their clues to each other. Now everyone who's duplicated, as in they wrote the same thing, or they wrote variants of the same thing, or they wrote very similar words, will erase those words off their board, so the person trying to guess the card won't have those as clues. And then, as you can imagine, what happens is everybody turns their board towards a player. They will have previously had their eyes closed. They will open them. They will look at all the words on the table. Some will be rubbed out. Hopefully not, but some may be rubbed out and some not. And then they've got to try and guess what the word is based on the clues given to them. And they can't ask any questions. They can't communicate in any way. They've just got to look at the word and have a guess. If they are correct, then they take that card and they put it face up next to the deck, and play continues to the left. If they're wrong, they put that card and the next card in the deck into the box out of the way. Now, a player doesn't have to have a guess. They can, if they're not sure what the word is, if they're not 100% sure, they don't want to guess, they can ignore guessing, in which case, instead of taking 2 cards and putting them in the box, you just take the card used and put that in the box instead. And then the next player will go, and you play until the deck runs out. And then you get a score as a team. The number of cards in the discard pile is your score, meaning the more times you got the guess wrong or you didn't guess at all, you're removing cards from that number of 13 that you had. So you're trying to score as many points as possible. According to the rule book, 9 plus is considered a good score. And I thought this was a lot of fun because obviously as you're trying to put those words, you want to put something that's going to guarantee that that player is going to get it right. So in the case of the word in the example there, bracelet, maybe you put jewellery, maybe you put wrist, because maybe you think, no, I'm not putting jewellery, that's too obvious, somebody else will put jewellery. I'll put wrist because I'm jewellery and wrist, they're going to know it's bracelet, it's bound to know it's bracelet. But then somebody else will say, well, I'm not putting jewellery. And then nobody puts jewellery. One person's put wrist, which now means nothing to the player with the card because they've got no context to go on other than wrist, maybe shiny, maybe valuable. Hopefully they'll piece all the puzzle pieces together, but I love that kind of thing of where you want to be very obvious but not too obvious, and hopefully not all at the same time. So yeah, I did have a lot of fun playing this in this little demo game. Played with, I think it was 2 French people, 2 Dutch people, a German, an Italian and myself all playing the same game. We all played in English because obviously the English person around the table was the only person who didn't speak more than one language, and we had a very good time. Obviously there was a bit of a language barrier problems with people not understanding words and not knowing what they are. That was a lot of fun, and yeah, it was a really good game. As a party game, I highly suggest. I don't know how many cards are in the deck. I think there's quite a few cards in the deck. You're only using 30 in every game, so you're not going to be using them all. So you don't know which ones are in there. So yeah, very good party game. I'd give that a go. That is Just One. Remember to like, share and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at JTRPodcast to find the blog and the podcast at JTRPodcast.com. I've been Rob, aka Jesta ThaRogue, and I'll see you soon.